Education. We are at episode 204, and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade-related activities. So with that, quickly let me share my screen and let's look at are there any potential auction development paths. Okay, so first I'm just jumping to the daily chart. I think let me just change the colors of the candles. So overall, what we are seeing is, we are seeing an effect of the elections which are currently going on in the US. Right now, what I was expecting is to still be in a balanced state, and there are a couple of gaps, which are not yet filled, and I'm just waiting for all these gaps. So all the current auction development which is happening is all due to the news or the events of the globe, because of the global events. Okay. So right now I'm not doing any trades. In fact, since last 2 weeks I've not done a single trade because I went on a holiday, and then last 2 days I was in Delhi, and yeah. So a lot of sentiments going on in terms of whether Trump is going to come in or Biden is going to come in. So it's during such events or trading scenarios, it's better to stay away. Not to anticipate, or because these are the events wherein the profits which you made, it will be easily been phased out or evaporated. Okay, so don't speculate for the moment. Let the market do what it wants to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just quickly going to jump to the market profile chart, because overall from the market profile chart, what I'm seeing is if you sorry for that. So if you study the overall structure, there are a lot of visual references. So first of all, this is the overall value, and a lot of choppiness action is seen. There is no excess around the highs, some sort of excess around the lows. Yesterday the market opened with a gap up, it filled the gap, and then tried to continue higher. So one of the references which I'm looking at, where I'm finding a lot of weaknesses is the high of today, because that is a weaker reference. Secondly, we have got one halfback reference level here. We have got a good excess or good buying tail coming in, and apart from that, the low of yesterday. Okay, so these are some of the references which I'll be tagging, which I'll be looking forward for today. So the auction will begin in next 50 seconds. So what I'm expecting today is the high is weaker. So I'm expecting the high to be tagged and hit this particular reference level, and there is also an HVN here. So, and see some sort of sideways development movement. Okay, this is the first auction development path which I'm seeing. Second auction development path is it tags the high and it quickly gets rejected, and we found some reversal again around this level. Okay, so these are the two auction development paths which I'm looking at. So let's see which one works out today. Yeah. So a big gap. So the auction opened, went higher, and then it went down below this reference line. And you see the tempo here. If you see on the right side from the order flow chart, auction opened, it tried to went down immediately. Now buyers are stepping in, sellers are getting exhausted. So a lot of choppiness action is currently seen. So this was the reference level which I shared, and that's where that's the visual reference where buyers came in. So both auction path number 1 and 2 are getting played at the moment. So let me clear the drawings. And a lot of emotions are going on. I was looking at the S&P 500 yesterday, also today morning, and it's still trading in green. And so when such events day happen, it's better, you stay away, not to anticipate anything. So Dow Jones is 2% up, Spider is 1.7, SPX 500 is still 1% up. That's fine, these are just numbers, these are just numbers. It doesn't mean anything to me. To me, honestly, it doesn't mean anything. It just represents that, okay, what was the overall sentiment. So currently in the current auction, if let's look at the overall range. So this is a 99-point range or 100-point range. So big A period or a big initial balance getting formed. We are getting rejected here. Okay, but I'm expecting the high to be tagged. For the moment, let the market chop. I'm not seeing any trade locations in the current auction. What has happened is the auction opened around the close of yesterday. It went below the value area low, and immediately buyers stepped in. So basically, what has happened is people would have gone scared, and all would have put in their buy orders. Okay, so that's why a massive 100-point range or 100-point initial balance is what currently we are seeing. So let me also look at the VSA chart. So we have an HVN here, so I'll just mark that. We have an HVN here, that is marked, and we have one HVN here, that is also marked. Okay. So the PPOC, the open and the PPOC, those are the two reference levels which I'm looking at. So this is one HVN and this is one more HVN. This is a low volume area node. I'll remove this reference level and this HVN. Okay, so odds are high that we will be tagging the high and tagging this HVN. Overall data is positive momentum stepping in. If you look at 6,000 contracts already traded, we are still a minute to go. So let the auction continue higher. Currently I have not added the data points, but is getting tagged at the VPOC level of the bigger balance. Yeah. So good push, good high confidence buying coming in from the market open. Let them continue. So we should not see any exhaustion of buyers. The buying which came in, we should see a continuation or a follow through. If we see lack of it, then then the buying which came in the first 5 minutes, and if you see we are still 5 seconds to go, 7,000 contracts, 7,600 contracts traded, and still continuing to push higher. Sellers are stepping in. Good wicks are forming. That's fine. So there are some unfinished auctions around the low of today, and sellers are stepping in. So first sign where sellers are stepping in. So the holding ground will be the VWAP. There are some anomalies around the highs, a lot of anomalies around the lows. So I'm just observing. I'm not seeing any trade locations at the moment. Buyers are stepping in, let them step in. Sellers are stepping in, let them step in. Okay, so sellers stepping in now. But some rejection being seen. Around the VWAP. So overall, from the psychology perspective, what's happening is when the auction opened, it immediately went higher and then went down. Okay, so a lot of people have punched in the buy orders, and that's what took the auction higher. Now we need to see a follow through. Okay, so what's happening is right now. So one of the reasons, so this might not be the actual sellers. This might be the people who bought here. They might be booking the profits, or they might be seeing that there are lack of followers or lack of buyers coming in. So they might be just hitting their, or just booking in their no profit no loss positions. Okay, so the auction is closing below VWAP, and this would have been making scared everyone. So one advice is never ever trade during the events. So major events is happening, and I think election results are going to come in today. So market is going to see some reaction happening. So during such times, technical analysis becomes zero. Okay, so we are using market profile to understand the markets, but markets currently are sharing very mixed results in terms of the understanding where the auction is going to develop and whatnot. Okay, but one thing was pretty clear, that the high was weaker and it has tagged the high, and right now the auction is currently spending some amount of time around the high. I would say it's not some, it's just a little time, because it's been just 5 minutes and we are still 35 seconds to go before the second 5-minute auction closes. So I'm expecting a continuation. So one trade location can be, you can take a long trade, keeping your stop loss around the high of yesterday, targeting the HVM. Okay, so that is the first trade which I'm seeing for the moment. Volumes are also pretty good. 7,600 to 6,269. Good volume flow coming in. Overall delta is positive. Sellers again trying to step in. So a good fight going on between buyers and sellers. Volume flow is good, 7,600 to 6,200. A pretty massive range, 100-point range in the first 5-minute candle. The current A period which is happening, it would be more than that. So I'll just check the range. This is the low, this is the high. So about 103-point range. I would advise everyone, not to trade, wait for the results to come in, because a lot of choppiness and a lot of sideways movement or a rotational factor will be going on. Okay, so one trade which I shared is to take a long trade, keeping a stop loss around the high, I think, and the target of HVN. If you don't think you want to achieve HVN, then maybe tagging the high is what currently the targets are. Apart from that, I'm not seeing any trade. It's a quick scalp trade in the current Nifty futures, looking at the Nifty futures chart. Okay, guys, so I'm just keeping the session for today a bit short because again, I'm having meetings from 9:30. So with that, I would like to end the session and just observe the levels which I mentioned in today's video. And based on that, you can take the trades and also based on your risk management. Yeah. So thank you, and let's catch up again tomorrow. Yeah. Take care. Bye for now. Happy and safe trading. Bye.